Hey, my beautiful people. It is, I think, 1:30 in the morning. I know it's late. I just came back from a fashion show and I just thought to myself, you know what? Why not film my video? I've been really focused on trying to stay consistent this time with everything I'm doing. So here I am at 1 in the morning making a YouTube video. But this video is going to be about how to stop attracting toxic friendships and romantic relationships. So let's get into it. As I always do, I always start off with my story and then kind of segue into the other stuff. So I'm 24 years old and I am a recovering people pleaser. I'm making it sound like an AA. Is it AAA or AA? It's AA, right? Whatever. But yeah, I'm 24 and I'm a recovering people pleaser. My whole life, I've grown up being a people pleaser. As I said in other videos, I come from a toxic family dynamic. So, one of the most common byproducts or after effects of a toxic family dynamic is being a people pleaser. And so, when you come from an environment where it wasn't really safe to say no or have certain boundaries or set boundaries, how that manifests when you get older is people pleasing. You never say no, even if it may be going against your needs or what you really need or what you really want. You may want to say no, but you don't. You tend to want to be liked by everybody. And because you want to be liked by everybody, you don't show up as your full self. You hide certain parts of you. You don't know what your needs are and you don't know how to communicate those needs. Um, you tend to, let me not say attract the wrong people, because I'm starting to learn that it's not about attracting. You attract everything. When you are a human being, you attract everything. But it's about what you choose. So you choose to be around people or invest into people that may be more self-serving, um, and it is in human nature to take advantage. I'm not gonna lie, not everyone is like that, but majority of people are going to do what's best for them, even if it's at the expense of you. you know so yeah, I feel like those are definitely indicators of being a people pleaser, and I'm sure I'm leaving certain things out. So let me know in the comments of other things that are signs of being a people pleaser or whatever. Now, when you get into the phase of recovering, right? You're no longer people pleasing. To get to the point, to get from point A to B, which is point A is people pleasing, point B is recovering. There are certain things that have to happen in between the two points. And so for me, it kind of looked like one, um, I would say feeling very uncomfortable in my surroundings, not feeling seen, not feeling heard, feeling like I was overextending myself, I was dimming myself. Um, it felt like constantly putting myself last and abandoning myself. So I guess first step for me was to acknowledge how I felt and to stop making excuses. Is to be real with myself. Be real with myself about how I'm feeling. And then step two was to find the source. Where are these feelings coming from? Where are they stemming from? What is invoking or evoking these feelings? Three, now, if you have identified that the feelings that you are having is coming from external factors. So, for the sake of the video, maybe a toxic friendship or a toxic relationship, then it's kind of best to distance yourself from those relationships. Now, depending on the state of the relationship to you, if it's not that detrimental to the point where you can't function or thrive, then you may not always need to cut those relationships off all the way. But if you can set boundaries, that'd be cool. But if it's one of those relationships and friendships where it's hard to set boundaries, like you've tried to set boundaries and they don't respect it, then those are the connections you have to cut off. You have to cut off. Now, next step is to spend time with yourself. Spend time with you. Get to know you. Get to know what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like. Get to know what you need to feel seen, what you need to feel heard, what you need to feel understood, what do you need to feel loved. So yeah, get clear on who you are and what you stand for and what you represent. Next step is to embody that, because it starts with you, really. I mean, no one can love you better than you love yourself. So in order to even know what a healthy friendship and relationship looks like, you have to have a healthy relationship with yourself first, because that is going to set the example of what you need in your life. And so build a relationship with yourself. Now, whatever that looks like, that's on you. Whatever that feels like, that's on you. You determine that. So next step will be forgiving yourself, because one thing I found that comes with intentionally doing this is that a lot of uncomfortable feelings come up, a lot of shame, guilt, a lot of shame and guilt that if you don't properly work through can really hold you back and hold you down. And I found that I had to really sit with what was coming up and forgive myself for not being there for me and not showing up for myself as much as I should have. I had to forgive others. I had to forgive, you know, people that was in my life that might have not been their best selves for me. And I had to accept it. I had to accept the past and make peace with it in order to move forward. After that comes taking control and taking your power back, because you are in control of your life. You are in control of what you experience for the most part. Now, there are certain things you may not be in control of. It's life. But you are the co-creator of your life. So there are a lot of things that you are in control of. And I would say when it comes to relationships and friendships, who you allow in your energy, in your circle, you're definitely in control of that. So take your power back. You are in control of who you become friends with and who you enter relationships, romantic relationships with. So taking your power back means to choose wisely, be discerning, vet, properly vet people before you invest, vet before you invest, be clear on what you're looking for, be intentional, get into the world, be open, be curious, be kind, you know, be open to people. Don't keep yourself closed off because you never know who you might meet. You never know who you might build a connection with. You just never know. So, you don't want to block yourself off from a blessing. So always keep your heart open because the best things come to you when your heart is open. Then next is to not force anything. Don't force any type of connection. Don't force any friendship, any romantic relationship. Set your intentions on what you're looking for and let it flow. Let it come together naturally because the best things in life, I find, happen naturally. It's not something you have to force or put too much work into. It's just happening because it's in alignment. It's in alignment to you and is what you need to sum everything up. Being a recovering people pleaser is not easy. You're going to have your days where you might let someone overstep your boundaries or you might backtrack. But remember that at the end of the day, you're human. You're human, you're not perfect, and you deserve grace. The grace that you give to others, you deserve that type of grace too. And just be open, like I said, be optimistic, but also be discerning. Be discerning. Discern who you are allowing into your life. Because not everyone deserves you. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your presence. It's something that needs to be earned. So on that note, that's kind of short. I'm not sure if I got into my backstory like that, but I probably will in another video. Um, y'all know a little bit about it, so I think that's what matters in this video. I'm tired. I don't know if I can tell, but I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm ready to go to sleep. So thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts or anything you want to share, please leave it in the comments. If you resonate, leave a comment. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.